Nobody told you peace would feel this empty. You finally got out. You should feel free. Instead, you feel hollow. The phone doesn't buzz. The chaos is gone. And something inside you misses it. Not them, the noise. The constant pull of being needed, fought with, decoded. You sit in the quiet, and the quiet feels like a stranger. You wonder if something is wrong with you. Nothing is wrong with you. This is the loneliness nobody warns you about. The first year of peace has a secret. It is not the soft landing you imagined. It is a strange, echoing room where you finally hear yourself, and you do not yet recognize the sound. This video is for the part of you that escaped, and now feels weirdly alone in the freedom. Stay with me, because what you are feeling is not relapse. It is a stage. For years, your nervous system lived on alert. Every ping, every footstep, every tone of voice meant something. You were not living. You were monitoring. That monitoring became your inner weather. It felt like personality, but it was survival. When the threat finally leaps, the monitoring does not leave with it. It keeps scanning an empty room. And that scanning, in silence, is what loneliness actually feels like the first year out. You are not missing them. You are missing the job your mind was hired to do. Picture this. It is a Tuesday evening, 8 months after you walked away. The apartment is clean. The lamp is on. Your tea is hot. There is no one yelling. No one sighing dramatically in the next room. And you start to cry. And you cannot explain why. That cry is not weakness. That cry is the body finally exhaling years of held breath. The tears are not for them. They are for the version of you that had to stay small to survive. She is meeting you in the quiet for the first time, and she has a lot to say. Most people expect healing to feel like sunlight, soft mornings, deep breaths, a calmer heart. Real healing in the first year often feels like fog. You forget words. You feel flat. You cancel plans you wanted to make. That is not failure. That is your system rerouting decades of wiring. You spent so long being who they needed, that being yourself feels unfamiliar, almost suspicious. The loneliness comes from a strange place. You are lonely for the person you were before you learned to perform. And she is not gone. She is just shy. She is checking if it is safe to come out. Here's the part nobody says out loud. After toxic people leave, you often grieve the relationship you wished you had with them. Not the real one, the fantasy one. The version where they finally saw you. That fantasy dies in the quiet, and grieving a fantasy is one of the loneliest griefs there is, because no one around you can name what you lost. You did not just lose a person, you lost a hope. And hope, even toxic hope, was company. You may also notice this. Healthy people feel boring at first. A kind text feels suspicious. A consistent friend feels too calm. A calm date feels like there is no spark. That is not your taste. That is your nervous system asking, where is the chaos I am trained for? Boring is not boring. Boring is your body learning that safe does not mean numb. Let me pause here, because I want to ask you something honest. What does your quiet sound like right now? Is it peaceful, or is it a little too loud? Tell me in the comments. One sentence is enough. Just describe the silence in your house lately. Your sentence might be the exact sentence someone else needed to read to feel less crazy tonight. This channel grows because people like you are brave enough to say what most people only think. Then I will meet you back here. Now let's go deeper, because there is a part of this loneliness that almost no one names. In the first year of peace, you lose your identity as the strong one, the fixer, the understanding one. For years, your worth was measured by how much you could absorb, how much you could explain away, how calm you could stay while everything around you was on fire. Without that fire, who are you? That question is terrifying, and it is the real reason the quiet hurts. You are not lonely for them. You are lonely for the role you used to play. This is where most people relapse. Not because they miss the person, because they miss being needed by someone who never noticed them. Watch for this. You will feel a strange pull to check on them, to send the kind message, to see if they are okay. That pull is not love. That pull is your old identity trying to log back in. The decode is simple. Reaching out is not connection. It is your nervous system trying to feel useful again. You do not need to obey that pull. You can notice it, name it, and let it pass like weather. Here is a quiet tool for that moment. When the urge hits, say this to yourself softly. I am not lonely for them. I am lonely for who I had to be around them. Then put the phone face down, make tea, sit with the ache for 10 minutes. The ache will not kill you. It is just an old room in you getting aired out. Now hear this clearly, because it changes everything. Healing does not require their apology. It does not require closure from them. It does not require them to finally understand. If you wait for that, you hand them the key to your peace, and they will never turn it. Closure is something you give yourself in small private moments when no one is watching. There is a difference between healthy aloneness and toxic isolation, and you need to know which one you are in. Toxic isolation hides. It pulls the blinds, ignores texts from people who actually love you, and tells you no one would understand. Healthy aloneness chooses solitude on purpose and still answers when a safe person calls. In the first year of peace, your job is to keep just enough connection to stay tethered while you rebuild the inside. Even one safe voice once a week is enough. You do not need a crowd, you need a thread. A boundary in this season is not a wall. A boundary is a door you finally get to control. You decide who enters. You decide how long they stay. You decide what topics are open. That is not coldness. That is a self being born. If someone calls your peace cold, they were warmed by your burnout. Let them be cold for a while. You earned this temperature. Notice how your body changes in this year. You sleep deeper, then suddenly worse. Memories arrive uninvited. Old conversations replay at 3 a.m. That is not regression. That is your mind finally feeling safe enough to process what it could not process while you were still in it. The body remembers in safety, not in danger. So when the memories flood, take it as proof you are finally home enough for them to land. You will also notice your circle shrinking, and that is not a tragedy. Some people were only close to your chaos, not to you. When the chaos left, so did they. Let them go without a fight. The seats they leave empty are not losses, they are openings. People who match your peace move slower. They do not arrive in storms. They arrive in small, steady moments you almost miss at first. Learn to recognize quiet love. It does not perform. It just shows up again on Wednesday. Here's the nuance most healing content skips. You can be lonely and healing at the same time. Loneliness is not proof you made the wrong choice. It is proof you made a real one. Real choices have a cost. Peace has a price tag, and the first year is when you pay it. You are not broken because it hurts. You are paying for something the future you will not stop thanking you for. Try this small practice this week. Once a day, sit somewhere quiet for 5 minutes with no input. No phone, no music, no scrolling, just you and the room. At first, your mind will sprint. Then it will get bored. Then slowly it will start to talk to you. That voice you hear is not loneliness. That voice is you coming back. You spent years drowning her out so you could survive other people. Now you get to listen. And here is what she will say first, almost every time. Thank you for finally getting us out. She is not angry with you for taking so long. She is just glad you came back at all. This is the version of you the toxic people never got to meet. They only knew the manager, the peacekeeper, the survivor. This quiet version, the real one, was never theirs to know. She was waiting for safe rooms and slow mornings. That is who you are becoming this year. Not a louder version of the old you. A truer version. So when the loneliness shows up tonight, do not panic. Do not call anyone you swore off. Make the tea. Sit by the lamp. Let the ache speak. Say to it gently, you are not here to hurt me. You are here to introduce me to myself. Then breathe and stay. The loneliness is not your enemy this year. It is your initiation. If something in this video named what your therapist, your friends, and your own journal could not, tap the like button so it reaches the next person sitting in a too quiet room tonight. Subscribe to Mind Over Them and turn on the bell, because the work you are doing in this silent year deserves a steady, honest voice walking beside you. In the comments, tell me one thing the quiet has taught you that the noise never could. I read them, and your sentence often becomes the seed of the next video. If this stage hit you hard, the next one I am releasing goes deeper into the people who will try to reappear right when you start to feel peaceful, and exactly why that timing is not coincidence. Stay with this channel. Stay with yourself. Your peace is not empty. It is just early. And the loneliness you are feeling tonight is not the end of your story. It is the first quiet room of a life that was always meant to be yours.